Hey everyone, it's Matt along with Draken. Today we're going to talk about Terry, who's the start of the Dragon Quest VI event. So, is he a miracle moon, or shall we run away like the enemies do with his thunder skills? Stay tuned. All right, so let's talk about Terry here. Terry is a hero, very, very powerful physical attacker. His leadership effect is very useful, especially in arena. Especially if you use the two A units that we currently have in arena. And in Dragon Quest VI, we'll be gaining a third very soon. He increases hero physical power by 20%. Very, very useful overall leadership. Let's just go through his stats or skills first. Then we'll talk about his awakening skill. He has Thunder Slash, which is range 3, inflicts 180% physical power. Miracle Moon is 0 range, it's around him. Great martial damage to all enemies, recovers 20% of your damage done to HP. Miracle Moon is a very, very unique skill that is powerful, but Thunder Slash, Thunder God, and his uh, ultimate Ego Spark is all A, zap skills, but B, they get a plus 15% to his intrinsic because they are physical skills, while Miracle Moon is martial damage. This also sucks because Terry has very, very strong physical capabilities and very high attack power. And as you all know, martial is only for based on level. So if you do have him, it is very important to get him up to 120 because Miracle Moon is an important part of his kit as he likes to get into battle, has good HP and defense, but he's not a tank at all. And on top of it, he can evade a lot. So if he gets surrounded, he can regain most of his HP with Miracle Moon and just stay in the battle for a long, long time, which is very important. His last skill, Thunder God, is just like Elena's move, where it inflicts this time 280% physical zap damage to all enemies, and he can move up 4 squares if there's, if everything's available. This is a very, very powerful skill. It gets him into battle, which then gets him into can be surrounded. He usually can survive as long as you're not fighting other units that are super, super, super strong. And then you use Miracle Moon to regain his HP. So let's talk more about him. His first awakening skill is movement +1. So if you get him to awakening 1, he gets 3 movement overall, which makes most of his skills very, very useful in arena. Crackle and Bank 2 and 4. And a very important one is rank 3 here. Increases evasion for the first 3 turns and gives Sap attribute power plus 5%. So that gives you 5% more overall skill for both his Thunder Slash, Thunder God, and his Ego Spark. So instead of just focusing on his third skill, it gives 1, 3, and his ultimate. So that's very, very good. And the fifth one is he increases evasion for 1 turn whenever you attack. So as long as you keep attacking with him, which will probably be every turn, you gain more evasion on top of that. And it gives another 5% sap attribute power. And you're going to see in Dragon Quest VI that they went a little different from a lot of the other units where they kind of focus on all skills and have some very unique awakening skills. And this is why they tend to be so incredibly powerful still in JP right now on this day. Let's go talk about his 120 stats. His HP is 1,000 with the defense 388. As I say, very solid overall. Not the highest, but definitely very solid. His agility is very good at 446, and his attacks at 522. His one big weakness is the MP 321. So Miracle Moon does take up a lot of his energy. His wisdom is 221, but you really don't care about that. You can't teach him a skill anyways. So that's one of those whatever. He starts out 2 movement, but gets 3 movement over there, and his weight is 60. Now, with the heroes being a little less the weight power, he is a very good hero. But as I say, it's a little annoying that his power really shines at 3 hearts. And at 5 hearts, he becomes very, very scary overall. So let's go with his preferred weapon. It's obviously going to be his weapon from the Dragon Quest VI event. It's Pneumatic Sword in JP. The attack plus 11, HP plus 36 is a normal A sword. Gives Zap physical power plus 4%. If you get him to 5 hearts, which I know is a bit hard, that right there gives you 14% to 3 of his 4 skills. And skills to look for here: Zap Power, Secret Sword, Ego Spark Power, and Attack and Agility are all very, very good. As I say, this is just by far the best sword for him. Not really much else to say. His heroic skill is Secret Sword, Ego Spark. It could be Secret Technique, but whatever. This has been his skill for like the Dragon Quest heroes. Does a very large 350% zap power damage to all enemies. It's 3 turns, not 4. Sorry. Its MP consumption is 96. It is a bit expensive of a skill. So between Miracle Moon and using Ego Spark, you've already exhausted most of your MP. So that is a bit annoying. But with that 350%, and obviously it goes way up if you level it up, it is a very, very powerful skill. Along with all of his pluses, remember he gets 15% from his intrinsic skill, plus if you use his sword, 4% guaranteed. If you get him to 5 hearts, that's another 10%. On top of that, you're already talking about almost 30% increase on top of the 350% zap power with an attack of 522 max. Now, once again, this is the max. Let alone if you use him as the hero, that's another 20% on top of it. You can see where he becomes and snowballs into an incredibly powerful unit, but he is very expensive in order to really unlock most of his power. So let's do the pros, cons, and pull. The pros: the +1 awakening gets 1 movement, 3 awakening gets evasion and zap skill power, and the 5th one gets even more evasion and basically gets through after the first 3 turns. Very high attack power, along with, as I say, absolutely crazy awakening power. If you include his intrinsic skill, that increases his physical power by 15%. This guy is very highly designed for attack. And in all honesty, he's not even the strongest unit that's going to be in all the banners overall. That is Nocturnus. And you can even argue he is theoretically the weakest because of the requirement to get him to at least 3 hearts to really get his power. Miracle Moon can keep him alive for a very long time. Basically, he can attack and heal, and at that point, you should be able to whittle down enemies very quickly. And he is designed to basically go full throttle for the first couple of turns to destroy everything from there on out. His cons: his MP is relatively low, so you have to be very aggressive with Terry. And also, if you get too aggressive with Terry, he can die. He doesn't have the ability to heal himself to give him a little bit longer life. He requires at least 3 awakenings to really see his true potential unlocked. That innate evasion makes it very, very frustrating to go against. Does add RNG to his survivability, but it is a useful skill. And as I say, he tends to be very expensive because he needs the 3 awakenings overall. Miracle Moon is a martial skill, so it doesn't use all of his physical power, so it might not heal him completely depending on how many units you can get surrounding him. And it requires a lot of MP, so it does drain his MP power very, very fast. And most likely, the stuff that you're going to equip him doesn't really give MP either. So you're limited with a very small amount of MP skills and or MP like pool overall. So you got to be very, very careful on what you're actually going to give him. Will I pull? Yes, but Terry needed to be awakened by 3, and with Nocturnus coming very soon, it's a very scary thought. If I get unlucky or if it's becoming super expensive, I'm going to have to pull back. And from most people, I'm going to tell you that without 3 awakenings, he'll be the weakest unit to summon for in the event. And this event, Dragon Quest VI, which I'll go and try to talk and update everybody tomorrow, is a very powerful unit event. All of these units are still very highly respected in JP. Nocturnus is still arguably the strongest unit in the game overall. There is a unit that kind of counters Nocturnus, and those 2 units kind of go back and forth, but he's still 4 months away at the very least, if not more. So, and even so, Nocturnus is still argued to be the best. So at that point, it's kind of hard to say, look, this is the best unit. No, it's not. So for free to play, people should be saving for Nocturnus, but people who are okay with spending a little bit more or have saved an awful lot looking for another unit to spend on, Terry's your person. His A unit is Harmour. Not the greatest unit overall. Leadership reduces enemy attack by 5%. There's like 300 of them lately that's come out. His skills are somewhat interesting. Reckless can greatly increase his attack while lowering your defense for 3 turns. The unit's not really got very high HP or defense, and is already a glass cannon. This makes him extremely glass cannony. His first awakening will increase attack and movement power for 1 turn at the beginning of the battle. Don't really get this. It would have been nice at least if it was 3. I mean, yeah, it's nice that he gets to move 3 for the first one, but then his agility is pretty low. Basically, what you're going to be getting for that is a good attack that becomes even higher. His other 2 skills are very, very strong. You have that's your against me. That's 104% damage on any there. That can lower attack power for 3 turns, and he has surround 160% bang damage to all enemies. All in all, he is not a great unit, as I state, and is focused on attack. But I really wish he had better range, especially with this low movement. He's more likely to die than to really give you that much of overall help. So I hope you guys enjoy. Please like and subscribe. As I say, I will be focusing more of my time on Dragon Quest VI and trying to get that up and running for you tomorrow. So good luck and be excited. This is going to be a pretty lengthy event, and it's going to give us some additional powerful units that we'll get for free. So I hope you guys enjoy, and I will see you later. Bye.